Hello everybody, my name is Pravus and welcome back to Frostpunk in the Rifts for our extreme endless run. Though I am hoping we are going to be wrapping things up as of this week. Our next big storm is on the way. 3 temperature drops in total, likely taking me down to about 150 below zero. And then it's going to jump back up. If we can survive this, I think that we will only be looking better and better from here on out. I think. So, to that extent, we are still trying to gather up some steam cores and build another bridge desperately to get to a coal deposit. That will certainly make me feel a lot better about my situation. I am a little concerned about not having enough rations, but we got enough. We should be able to survive for the next couple of days, I would think. So we'll somehow be able to pull this one off. I honestly am kind of happy with how this is all turning out. I really think that we probably should have lost around episode 3 or 4, but somehow, we are still alive and trucking, so I'm just going to keep going with it. By the way, before we get capped out on wood, let's make sure that we go ahead and once again place down a whole bunch of medical posts, just because it's worth just having a bunch of this spent for the time being. I can always cancel a lot of it later. Can I just hit this? Will this be faster? Yes. Let's see. The bracket button. There we go. Let's just go ahead and pause all this. I know people have been telling me to do this for a while now. I do know how to use the keys. I figured it out. Thank you, though. All right, let's see. Automation integration going up. I did decide to go for an extra 10% efficiency on our automatons, didn't I? Because that's a lot of extra steel and wood that I can get per day, especially during the night hours, and eventually will translate into a bit of extra coal as well. A lot of people are angry, huh? Nope, disperse. Sorry, I know. Hope would normally go down if hope mattered anymore. But it does not. It does not matter at all. To automation, okay, so that's all done. We could go for a heater efficiency upgrade. Is okay. Let's see. I think this is fine as is. We haven't researched the next level of the coal mine, and we do need to get this, so let's go ahead and start working on that next. We are upgrading a few houses into bunkhouses. That is certainly a very good thing for me. It'll get me a little bit of extra heat as needed. We've arrived at the hot springs. So, okay, I knew that we should have been able to arrive there without any issues, but for some reason it kept saying that we hadn't gone there. I'm like, I don't know, do you have to go again after the storm? Doesn't look like it. By the way, all these survivors are verily, verily dead. There's just no way these 46 people are going to make it. Again, if hope mattered, that would be a disaster for me. But it does not. It does not matter. Okay, so let's see. The automaton should be gathering here with these steam cores, but we still don't have it fast enough. Only 0.08 per hour. It is kind of rough. If I can get myself a little bit more steel together, though, that would be great. Let's turn off the overdrive. I know the temperature's about to drop, and we're going to have to live with that for a little bit, but I bought some time with some bunkhouses, trying to get up to that 150 steel so I can build the next bridge. Tonight, preferably, that would be the best time to do things, and we should be able to get enough for this in just a couple of hours. Oh, there we go. Never mind. We've arrived from the shipwreck camp. Well, that does get me what I need. Perfect. Okay, now that we have enough resources. Unfortunately, you can't hit the tabs button when you want to cancel them, can you? Let's get some resources back. If we can get that bridge built up, that means we will be able to build the coal mine very, very soon. Okay, so we'll do that. And then we need a bit more lumber, don't we? Okay, hang on. Fix that. There we go. And place. There's probably hotkeys for roads, too, but I've never really known what it is. Right along here should be fine. We'll do this. There we go. Okay. It's very cold, and I know you guys don't want to build things, but I need you to do it anyway, please. Get out there and do it anyway, please, and thank you. Thank you very much. We must work harder to prove our faith. Yes, that's how the faith works. Absolutely. Work harder, and God shall surely reward you. 35 people are sick at the moment, but we are holding it together fairly well. How are we doing in terms of coal? Barely breaking even, but again, the second we have that mine set up, it's just going to be that much better. Now, the thing that scares me is everyone is very cold before the temperature has dropped to the next round, and obviously that's not great. I'd love to use the overdrive, but I kinda can't, right? That would, yeah, that's a bit of a problem. We are also running out of rations. Interesting. Well, tell you what, I will temporarily pull the automaton off here and have them work over here instead. It's too cold to operate. Okay, never mind. Let's go ahead and stick on this for the moment, but we're going to have to do an overdrive just to make a few rations to survive this next round, and that does suck terribly, doesn't it? There's one steam core down. I wish I knew exactly how much longer until this one was coming out. I mean, presumably it will be within the next 24 hours, but by then, you know, obviously the storm will have hit, so this is going to be a little tough, but I need this overdrive to burn down badly. Have to have that. Okay. Advanced steelworks wouldn't be bad if we wanted to get a lot more steel. Infirmary checklists and stuff could be okay. Infirmary mechanization, no. This is great because we're going to need to heal people a lot. We've already found that health is probably my biggest crisis in this game. Once these storms eventually do hit. Turning on some heaters here does help. We can continue treating people, and I need to do that before they all freeze to death, so that's good. Let's see. I'm already operating pretty much everything that I can here. What's this? House of Healing. We can turn you up a little bit as well, though it doesn't seem to have made a difference. And nothing I really want to worry about here except for perhaps this. Just try to prevent a few people from getting sick if possible. Coal, though, yeah, that is gonna become a pretty serious issue. The bridge is going to be getting built, though, very slowly. We've returned with our scouts. Excellent. That gets me some steel and some much-needed coal. You guys aren't going to be going anywhere tonight, so let's go ahead and disband you, my only scouting party. Definitely didn't get a lot done in terms of scouts, did we? No, not at all. But I think it was well worth it. I think it was well worth it. And if we can just get a few more people to be working on this bridge a little faster, you know, that'd be nice. I mean, you guys have until tonight. You have until tonight before we are all going to freeze to death and die. And that wouldn't be good for anybody involved. Let's go ahead and place down a handful more of these. And then pause. Whoops. That's not what I meant to do. Pause. Pause. There we go. Okay, get those all set up. Just keep the stockpile of wood going for a little bit longer. I know you guys are getting sick. I understand. What can I do? Nothing. If we turn the heat on here, let's get the workers going and some engineers. At least it gets me a little bit more capacity to treat some people because we're kind of at that capacity right now. And yeah, a lot of people still getting sick. We're going to have to start using some coal to try and prevent some of that at these jobs. I'm going to pull the automaton off. We're going to go here. We're going to wait until the automaton arrives, and then we are going to do a little bit of overdrive just to get some rations set up, because we're not going to be able to produce any more food during the cold. We know that to be true, right? However, I do want to save as much overdrive as possible and bear the brunt of the first day, because the second day is when we know it is going to be the coldest. So ideally, we're able to get through that. All right, we finished up with the steam cores. That is great. Let's go ahead and send the automaton away from here and over here instead. Let's see. The automaton should be heating up and then getting over there. We have people dying from the cold because this is what happens when it is freezing. And I suppose one thing we could do right now, just to try and make it a little easier, is to go ahead and just build some bunkhouses out. Now, it's a little bit dangerous in the sense that everyone's homeless right now. And I do still need people to be building up this bridge, but we also really need some more heat. Like ASAP. So people are going to be building pretty quickly, I think. This buys me at least a little time to be less freezing than before. Severe frostbite. Some people are getting amputated. Yes, those things would happen. Okay, the bridge is built. Good. So, let's go to resources and build a steam coal mine, taking up 2 of my precious steam cores. But allowing me to place down an automaton that will get me a load of coal per day. How much was it, out of curiosity? It was 450 coal per standard work day, which actually translates to something closer to like 600 per day, just from one automaton at work, and I think that that is pretty darn good for me. A lot of people getting sick right now, though. Lots of people getting sick. Let's go ahead and temporarily turn on the overdrive just to go ahead and start getting some of those meals out. We are indeed producing some rations. That extra heat can help give you guys a little bit more time. And we need to be pulling off engineers at pretty much any job that is not healthcare related for the time being. So let's be finding all of them, pull them out of here. That's all over there. There's a couple of engineers over here. We're going to need to have as much medical capacity going as I can, and it's going to be rough given that a lot of people are still sick. But I need it. I need as much medical capacity going here as possible. And we're already at 73 sick, and the storm hasn't even hit yet. That's not a good sign, is it? No, it's really not. This is hard. This is hard. But again, if we can survive this, we're going to be in a good spot. So let's go ahead and turn the heat on at the medical posts. No point in having it on at the workhouses, or the hothouses, sorry. So let's go ahead and pull the kids off of all of this. We can possibly get some more workers over here, and we shall at the House of Healing. Going to pull back over here because there's really not much point in having this on. We're going to be saving whatever coal we can. Is anybody working over here? No, and this steam hub's already off. You guys are already doing what you can. You need to go away because you're too cold. The rest of you, as long as we have the overdrive going, you're doing okay. As long as... The moment we don't, though, a little harder to say. Is anybody working here? No, that's good. Making sure that that is the case. I'm just checking to see if there's anywhere else I can save a little bit of coal. This medical post is still cold despite the fact that I've got heat going. Yeah. In the cookhouse, I'm still working here just to try and make enough rations to live. And people are not getting out here to actually build up the coal mine. Now, that scares me. Because I obviously need you guys to be building up the coal mine, and I maybe shouldn't have been building up the houses when I was, but there's a lot of people who are unemployed. You guys should be building things. Should be. Let's go ahead and assign you guys here, more engineers there. That's kind of all I can afford here at the moment. Let's do this. It is still work time. If I can get that infirmary going a little bit faster, that extra 15% will be huge. And don't forget, we could triage if we had to. And we might end up having to just accept a bunch of people dying in order to heal a bunch of people too. Like, that might very well be the case. Alright, roads are being built. Here comes the coal mine. Now, people are going to freeze and might even die on the way. I don't know, but if we don't get the coal going, we know we're going to die. I am going to get that coal optimization for an extra 10% efficiency of coal. Because running out of coal is obviously the way we lose the game. Right about now. Coal mine almost done. Somebody needs to finish this last little stretch of road. Locked up. One of our men failed to turn up for work today. We found him at home. Someone knocked and wrote bugger in chalk on the door. Let's see. Hope rises or discontent falls. I think we let discontent fall. Somebody's coming out here to build this road. I can see it. There it is. All right. We've got all of the rations we can. My overdrive is too high. We now have to temporarily turn it off. Let's also turn off the cookhouse, save the heat, send the automaton over to the coal mine. And we should find that we're going to be producing a lot. Serious accident with an automaton. I could lose efficiency, but I'm going to say no. Automatons will remain a threat and let the discontent rise, because I need that 10% efficiency. It's kind of critical. All right, bunkhouses are finishing up as best we can. That's a little bit of extra housing. Unfortunately, no one is going to be getting treated, really, during this cold, except for the infirmaries. The infirmaries still can do their job. So can the House of Healing as long as the heaters are up and running, which is great, but medical posts, not so much. So I'm trying to get that overdrive to burn down a little bit, because we have one more day to go, and unfortunately, not enough coal still. Wait a minute. We need to turn these off temporarily. Because we are not getting enough right now. Where's my automaton? Why is it not working faster? Turn that off. Are we even producing any coal out of here yet? Coal mine, 918 is what it should be producing per day, which is tremendous. It's even better than I thought. And yet... Well... we are sort of almost kind of breaking even. And I say sort of almost kind of because I mean like legitimately sort of almost kinda. We need to do some emergency shifts. I hate to do it, especially in the cold like this, but we have to. People are going to go start working, gathering coal. There we go. I just needed to make sure it didn't go down to 0. I'm fine with it hovering around this number for the next 2 hours, but if it went down to 0, we would lose. And that would not be allowed to stand. Let's get the heat on. Okay, so that gets it at least to somewhat livable. Okay, now we're starting to rise. There we go. There we go. Okay. Somebody died. Yes, duly noted. Okay, the temperature drops once again. Now this is where we turn on the overdrive and we run it for as long as we can, but even with the overdrive on, minus 180, we can't treat very many people. Oh boy. Okay, well, there's really not much else I can do beyond what we already are. We'll get some heat on in these locations to prevent these guys from getting sick, if at all possible. As long as the overdrive is running, that's not looking too bad. Anybody else working jobs I do not want? So far, the answer appears to be no. We're doing great in terms of wood. That's fine. You should not be working here anymore. It's too cold. Get a couple engineers working over here, I suppose. No point in having them working in the medical post unless I can get some more heat out of it. But it looks like even with the overdrive, medical posts simply aren't going to cut it anymore. Okay, this is definitely going to be a doozy here. This is definitely going to be a doozy. We can pull the engineers off of this. No point in having them stay in a very cold environment. Gotta hold out for 1 day. Highly likely we are going to suffer some more deaths. And by some, I mean a lot of deaths. I could triage. We would reduce the number of patients a lot. I'm not thrilled about it, but we could. We are still not producing enough coal. It says we should be producing enough to last the day. But I'll be honest, this doesn't feel like a lot, does it? Well, let's go ahead and assign some more people over here. Honestly, the gathering posts are like the safest place for you guys. Forget like having you guys stay at home. You guys should all be like hanging out over here. The more workers I have in this warm environment, the better. Definitely. Although, there was, it turns out, an advantage to having somebody working here, I think. Maybe not. Was it increasing? I can't tell. Alright, we'll go ahead and save a little coal doing that. Are we wasting any other coal or resources? We gotta last a little longer. I don't think we are wasting coal anywhere else. This is just literally the best we can do. Yikes, dude. And of course, that overdrive is rising quickly. Coal mining. Operation done. Letter of thanks. Hope rises. Good. They like the automatons are working in the cold. Well, that's good. Coal mining rationalization. Another 10% from the coal mine is probably a good thing for me right about now. Could start working on the automatic prototyping. We will ultimately want this. But for now, I still think coal mining rationalization is the best way to go. Just because that little bit of extra coal per day can make a big difference. Might make a big difference. I'm just glad to see that we're doing fine on all other resources. It's all about having enough food to last a storm and enough coal production to last a storm. If you can do that, we're okay. People are furious. Hold on for a couple of days. Seriously, just hold out for, like, let's say 8 more hours. Can you hold out for 8 more hours? Because we're that close. We really are. Generator stress levels are critical. Duly noted. Could send a child to go and die. Not going to. Want to. Not going to. Actually managed to get down to only 34 people sick. Now, we're about to have a heck of a lot more, especially as people are coming back from work. But, something. Can you guys survive a few hours? I do think that extra 15% of the infirmary healing made a big difference there. We are producing more coal than we're using up during the night right now. That's great. Okay, so the automaton is 100% doing its job. Gotta hold out a little longer. Just a couple hours. Time to go to the overdrive. Treat as many as you can. Here we go. Try to prevent people from getting sick. And the temperature rises. Okay. That was it. I'm gonna go ahead and leave that overdrive for a little bit. Discontent falls. You don't say. Okay. There we go. Some people died, but to be honest, as far as deaths are concerned, that was one of the best runs we've had, or one of the best storms. Really wasn't that bad. Let's go ahead and get people working the medical post again. We'll treat what remains. And beyond that, I think we go ahead and start pulling workers off and rearranging a little bit. And I know this is tedious, but it's very important to do, because with about 100 people sick, obviously we can only get so many other resources. We have to be careful about what we get. I'm very glad to see plenty of wood and steel, because that means we can start building bridges and accessing lots of areas. I think from here on out, the biggest priority is going to be steam cores. Get steam cores sorted, and I think we will end up being fine. Let's go to the cookhouse. We don't have any rations yet, but I'm hoping to start producing some, though it looks like most of the kids are sick. No, we got some healthy workers over here, so that's a full 100% there. I think the kids really did get sick. Yeah, we can get lots of food from the hothouses using just all my healthy workers. That's great. Okay, we need food, so we'll get that. I don't need lumber, so we're going to ignore you. And then, yeah, I think it is, in fact, just coal. So let's send workers to the coal thumpers. We'll send kids and workers down to the gathering posts. And just sort of sit back. From here on out, I think we are fine. Not easy, and every storm is going to be getting a bit worse. But we should now be at a position where I can gather more resources than I need. Oh, God. I forgot to turn off the generator. Oh, God. Send the child! That's the child thing I was talking about? I meant to turn that off. I forgot. Shipwrecked camp. They're having problems. They need help. Okay. I'll talk to somebody. Oh, one of my men was slacking off. Okay, I thought maybe this was the event where they, like, don't have resources for 3 days. Discontent rises. I'll accept it. Did not mean to send that child to their death. I feel horribly neglectful, I'm not going to lie. But okay, let's go ahead and do that. So we just finished up with the coal mining rationalization. That's even more coal for me. We could get more steel going. Instead, though, I think something we're going to do is finally go ahead and research that house. Let's go ahead and just get some more insulation. We know that we are going to need that very badly going forward. I need some rations, at which point we'll be able to do some more trading. I would also love to go ahead and get myself another construction team. And at this point, I think I probably could pull off some workers here and just go ahead and do that. Let's get a construction team going. And we'll lose some folks, but I would love to go ahead and go to the hot springs, set up a trading post, and have a new source of food, since that's been a pretty important bottleneck for me. As far as coal, we're actually not producing enough anymore all of a sudden. That's what happens when you pull a lot of people off of your gathering posts. They're all sick, but I think we'll still be able to mostly tread water. Just going to be a little on the close side. We are treating people as quickly and aggressively as I can. So that's going to be fine. There's the rations we needed. I would love to raise your food availability so we can get a higher level with them. Let's actually reduce the speed and click this. There we go. Send that. We have high favor. What would we want with you? Honestly, workers is more what I want. I would like a lot of workers. Let's say 15 of you. That'll make up for what I'm about to lose by building a trade route with the hot springs. And since favor does build up on a daily basis, regardless of what you do, I do think that's a very good argument for why the transport depot is actually extremely strong in this game. Because building up favor passively for extra food, coal, wood, and steel per day is huge. That's just massive. There's really not a reason not to just go ahead and have favor building with literally everybody, right? Probably. Let's go to this gathering post. Nope, not the field kitchen. We need to keep gathering coal. Still got to gather coal, unfortunately. Would like to go ahead and do another emergency shift. Can we do that? No, because we don't have any rations. Got it. That does admittedly make a bit of sense. All right. You can see, by the way, just how well the wall drill is doing for us being operated by an automaton. I've been having 0 issues in terms of lumber and stuff for a while. Something actually worth doing would probably just be building some resource posts. And we can do that in at least a couple of spots. Along here, for example, where there already aren't any trees while the temperature's up. And that way we can just increase our capacity so we don't have as much to worry about going forward. We have arrived at the shipwreck camp. Oh, right, I forgot scouts, by the way. Okay, hang on. Other adults. Well, we just got 15 more, so let's go to the scouts here. And we're going to send you guys to... Supply Depot, Buried Dreadnought, Icy Maze. Let's try this one. I haven't seen that one for a bit. And let's actually go for a second scout team this time, just because we didn't get a lot of scouting in last time, and I think that would be worth doing. Still see a Buried Dreadnought, but I'm not especially worried about an extra Dreadnought, am I? Alright, so that does leave me with 5 extra workers still. We will send them to the other gathering post right here, because coal is still right now the biggest issue. And I do think it would be worth using some of these corpses to get some extra rations, so we're going to do that as well. We've arrived at the hot springs, build the trading depot, and there's average favor right off the bat. So we would like you to send us, they can send us steel, wood, or food. Wow. Well, what I really need right now is food. So we're going to ask for that. We're going to go ahead and spend that favor, might as well. And then what's going on over here? Yes, trading depot is set up. Thank you. So we will be able to trade with them now. There's a lot of things they need, including some basic dwellings. Now, it so happens that these are resources I actually have in some level of abundance. So I'm A-okay with sending you some of this, and they'll give us some more raw food in return. They do, however, want workers, and that's one thing that I have a hard time with. A coal shipment. They are tier 2. Trading resources doesn't get me much else. I assume, by the way, if we can get these guys all the way built up to level 3, we can probably build a road, kind of like we had done before. Which would be interesting. It would be very interesting. Still don't have any rations. I really wanted to do an emergency shift on our... workshops, but that's not been an option for me. Let's go ahead and go to this medical post and shut it down. We're going to send some extra people over to the workshop and make sure that the heat is on for when that time comes. Might need to get some extra workshops going. We've kind of reached that point where I think that there would be a benefit. I could fit one, like, right along here. Yeah. Let's go ahead and build another one where my engineers can do something. Clogged pipes. Heat zones are smaller. Okay, that's something we have seen before. That is unfortunate, but not the end of the world. We should save some coal, I just realized. We're spending a bit too much on a few things that don't need it. I'm okay with most of you guys being nice and toasty, just prevent some sickness, but yeah, what's going over here? This gathering post being out of range is an issue. Okay, so this is all looking kind of okay as it stands. Could turn down the care house. Don't really care if that's cold. This bunkhouse is still out of range, isn't it? I didn't mean to build this. If I turn it off, people are going to go cold, though, so we can't really afford to do that. We can build another bunkhouse right over here, though. Actually, cancel you. I can't fit 2 bunkhouses in range, unfortunately, and the smaller range is going to be really awkward and kind of hurt. Okay, well, we'll place a workshop over there anyway. There we go. I want to just move these guys. I don't like these guys being here in the very cold. That's just people who are going to get sick all the time, so let's not worry about it. Same deal over there, actually. Children's Mine. They're the ones who are locked up and can't do anything now. Okay. Well, that's going to have to be okay. Smaller heat zone sucks, but at least it's not going to hurt us for a bit. We want to increase our coal capacity, our wood capacity, and maybe our rations or steel. For now, let's do steel. Think that's going to be okay. So now we've turned off a lot of those heaters. How are we looking in terms of coal? Oh, yeah. Now we're starting to build it up. Now we're working. We're cooking with some serious gas. This is good. Okay. Well, everyone get to work building things. There's the rations. Houses are researched. Now, before we build a bunch of houses, let's go ahead and do the house redesign effort, which does make everything a little bit cheaper. It will pay for itself, ultimately. Okay, we are out of rations. Let's go to the hot houses we've got here, and let's utilize the dead. We've got some pretty good efficiency across the board, and I want to start making some serious rations per day right now. I need some serious food. How are we looking on that food? Pretty good. Okay, that's progress. We'll need to get a big stockpile soon, though. Yeah, these guys are only cold because the temperature range dropped a lot, and that is an issue. A note of thanks. Hope rises. Good. Okay. What else could we do? Well, we could do a coal shipment. We could also do some food aid, and since I'm producing a load of food, I don't think that's that bad of an idea. What else do you guys want? Basic healthcare, boiler repair, you'd want a steam core. That's hard for me to do. That's a hard sell. I think I can afford to do a coal shipment and get some extra wood and steel that way. Food, I can do. We'll do both of those and try to get you to level up a little bit. If I can get the boiler repair or something, I might. But, I mean, a steam core, those are pretty valuable, don't you know? I would love to get another bridge tonight. Actually, I'd love to build all my bridges in the next couple of days. Just because that way I don't have to worry about the temperature dropping too much more. So we only have about a day to build a bunch of bridges. Let's get some of that steel going. I want to get an upgrade in my steelworks. We can grab a couple of steam cores if we went that way. There's also another coal mine, which would be very nice for me to get. Unfortunately, nothing tremendously useful on the way there, so that's still hard. And off this way, a couple more steam cores. I wanted more automatons, but I need things to do with those automatons. Let's see, another iron ore deposit. Tempting, but the coal's more important. This isn't too bad. We can build one bridge to get a couple of cores. And then with those 2 cores, I'd build a mine, and then I need a couple more cores to get some automatons. So a bridge here. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4 bridges. That's too much. I don't know if I can do that. 4 bridges? Well, let's see what the scouts drag up. Maybe, just maybe, we'll get lucky and the scouts find some more of our steam cores or something, and I don't have to worry about it. In the meantime, I think this is a good place to end. If we can get up to about day 50, that's an achievement right there. I want to get to day 100, but I'm not going to show everything because I'm hoping by the time we get to the next storm, we will have fully upgraded houses, we will have the next round of our generator working, and we will be pretty much set, so I can literally just walk away and I'll show you what the final result looks like. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, then I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.